Hey everyone, it's Matthew from Western Dragon Tea. In this video, Gongfu versus Western Style Brewing. This video is going to go under the tea teachings playlist. For at any point in time you like this video or you like tea, go like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. Now let's get into the video. So the primary difference between Gongfu and Western Style Brewing are two main variables: the amount of water you're using and the amount of tea leaves you're using. With the Gongfu brewing, I'm going to be using 7 grams of loose leaf tea compared to 4 grams of loose leaf tea for the Western style brew. Today for this brewing comparison, I will be using Western Dragon Tea's Pu'er 1992. Here's a close-up view for you guys at home. This is a ripe Pu'er, so it is fairly old. How old? 27 years old. For any of you Pu'er collectors out there, this would be a great tea to add to your collection. If you guys are interested in this tea later on throughout the video, the link will be in the description below. So let's start making some tea. First, I'm just going to add the dry leaves, the 7 grams, to the gaiwan, and the 4 grams to the Western pot. I'm going to do a quick rinse of both of these teas to make it fair. Will also help with the evaluation. This Pu'er is amazing. I love it. It's a lot of water in this one. You guys can tell the difference already at home, I bet. I'll let that breathe. I'll pour this out. Alrighty. Let me get it. I'm getting a really nutty, a smoky nutty smell like walnut. Here's the leaves partially opened up for you guys at home. That might be hard to see. It smells really good. See if I notice anything different with the Western pot. I'm still getting the same notes. The only difference is it's a lot more died down, obviously, because there's less tea. So I will start the first infusion of both. Let me get a timer going here. Alrighty, so I'll fill up the Western pot. Fill up the gaiwan. There we go. So I'm going to let the Western pot sit for 4 minutes, and I'm going to let the gaiwan sit for 30 seconds, which is coming up real fast. So the big difference between the Gongfu style and the Western style brew is when you have a lot more leaf and a little bit of water, your tea is a lot more concentrated and the flavor is a lot richer. So I'm going to be brewing it for a drastically shorter amount of time while still getting a richer flavor from my tea. If you go anywhere in Asia, particularly China, this is what you will find at tea shops and just anywhere around. So here's a shot of the liquor for you guys at home. It's a nice dark liquor as expected. Very creamy looking. The smell has changed away from a nutty to more of a smoky, woody flavor, but I can really smell hints of grapefruit at the end. It's very, very nice and refreshing. Definitely earthy notes, but that's what you're gonna get with a pu'er. So I'll go ahead and try this while we're waiting for the Western brew. That is such a nice, calming, relaxing, earthy taste. Man. So this pu'er is 27 years old. So this pu'er was picked and processed over 27 years ago, and it has been sitting waiting in storage fermenting for years to build up this nice, rich, deep, earthy flavor. It's very good. We've got about 2 minutes left on the Western brew, and I'm already enjoying tea. Here, it's a nice dark. You can see that jade cup really well. Oh man. So, when you're brewing Gongfu style, this also allows you to get more out of your tea. You might be confused by that when I say that at first, because I'm using more leaves and less water, and I'm already done with my tea. But I can infuse this tea multiple times, repeatedly, probably about 6. This pu'er is very high quality and is really strong, so I would say I can get 8 good solid brews out of this very easily with no worry. So the Western style is almost ready, so I'm not going to start another steeping of this, but just give it a little look, see how it's doing. It's definitely getting there. Got about 15 seconds left. So I'll get this strainer ready, pour it in the same one. Here we go. So that's a lot more liquor. Let's see. Yeah, I can't get all of it out of there. So that's a lot more liquor than we had the last time with the Gongfu brew. Here's a look for you guys at home. It may be hard to see, but I'm definitely seeing it's a lot less creamy looking. A nice rose gold color. The smell of the liquor is good, but it's not surprising me. It's not shocking. Yeah, see, that is a very good brew. The flavor is not as rich. I'm not getting as many of those notes that I'm finding in the Gongfu style. So we're still on the Western brew. It is very good. I'm still enjoying it a lot, but the notes are not as out there. I'm not noticing as much. They're not surprising me, and I'm not getting the full richness of the tea. You can tell just from the liquor, the smell of the liquor, the taste of the liquor, and the smell of the leaves. It's all very dumbed down compared to the Gongfu. So I'm going to go ahead and steep the tea Gongfu style one last time. See what I can get. I'm going to go for 25 seconds this time, just because it's already been about 5. The difference in leaf to water ratio does have a huge impact on what you're getting out of your tea. This is still enjoyable. I would drink this, but Gongfu style is definitely the superior way of brewing your tea. Yeah, it's very good, but I need to make way for the Gongfu brew. So let me get all that out. Ready to go. Yes, very noticeable. This is a dark liquor, like a red wine almost. The leaves are still very strong. And smell. Here's a look at the wet leaves at home for you guys. This is first picking. This is high quality tea. The leaves are very small. It's the first leaves off of the bush. So this is very consistent, which is what I like to see. I'll get a lot more on there for you guys so you guys can see, hopefully. That's what that looks like. All leaves are very consistent. Smell amazing. You can definitely taste the history. There's a story behind this tea. Let's taste the second infusion. It's still much darker than the Western brew, the first Western brew. And the Western brew steeped for almost 8 times as long as the Gongfu style did. And all it took was a couple extra grams of tea and a little less water. That is so very good. So, the main pros and cons, obviously there's going to be pros and cons when it comes to Gongfu versus Western style brewing. With Gongfu, you do have to pay a little bit more attention to your tea, because as you guys recall, this was 30 seconds, so I didn't have time to go relax. I was paying attention to it, but that's a good thing. I'll get back to that in a minute. Western style, what's convenient about it is you can just throw your tea in the water and continue watching your show, reading your book, and just know that in a little bit you'll be able to enjoy your tea. The flavor's not there as much, but the other aspect of it, it depends on the way you look at it. So with Western style brewing, you don't have to pay a lot of attention to it, and that's great if you're not that into tea. But if you really enjoy tea, if you want to enjoy the entire process of tea being made, I recommend Gongfu. Because for me personally, I love tea, but I love the process of making it just as much. It's really nice to be able to enjoy every aspect. You have a lot of control over your tea, and you can experiment with it a lot more. But every step of this, from the tea rinse to infusing the tea to drinking it, pouring it, all of it, the tea rinse, pouring it through the tray, it's all very therapeutic, and it's a nice experience, all well rounded out into one session. So whether you guys like Gongfu or Western style brewing, as long as you like tea, that's a good thing to me. But that's just the differences. You can do whatever you like. This, like I said, is the equivalent to also using an infuser and a mug at home, which is perfectly fine. All of the teas on Western Dragon Tea work either way, so you guys can enjoy. I just wanted to put out this video so you guys knew the difference between what I was doing, in case you guys didn't know, and Western style brewing, which is more common, in America at least. In China, this is what you'll find, but they're both very good teas. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.